Well, let's move on to events in the Middle East, and Benjamin Netanyahu says that the UK's decision to suspend some armed sales to Israel is shameful. Posting on X, the Israeli Prime Minister said the decision will not change Israel's determination to defeat Hamas, adding that Britain's misguided decision will only embolden Hamas. He said Israel is pursuing a just war with just means. He added, with or without British arms, Israel will win this war. The UK suspended 30 out of 350 arms export licenses to Israel, saying there is a clear risk the equipment could be used to commit serious violations of international law. It follows a review by the Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who says the government had a legal duty to review all export licenses. A Foreign Office document outlines the government assessment that informed this move, and it focuses on three key factors: humanitarian, saying Israel has not fulfilled its duties to ensure essential supplies get to people in Gaza; with insufficient levels of aid; treatment of detail, with a government assessment saying there have been credible claims of the mistreatment of detainees and conduct of hostilities, saying it's not possible to reach a judgment on allegations about Israel's conduct due to mass casualties and difficulties in getting reliable information from Gaza. A first round of anti-aircraft artillery launched against a drone swarm during a recent PLA training exercise achieved only 40% damage. How do we know that? From China state broadcaster CCTV itself. According to the PLA ground forces 77th Group Army, shooting at drone swarms is challenging due to their speed and small size. They are able to change flight trajectories, making it easy for gunners to lose their targets. Now this is a significant revelation because China is among the world's top military and civilian drone producers. In fact, in recent years, China has ramped up investment in the development of smarter and faster UAVs. As a result, the US, as China's main geopolitical rival, is also ramping up the delivery of drones to its military. In fact, America is also working on drone strategies to counter growing Chinese defense capabilities. While UK arms sales amount to just 1% of Israel's defense imports, amounting to around £42 million in 2022, the suspended licenses affect equipment like parts for fighter jets, helicopter ops, and drones. The UK Defense Secretary says the move won't have a material impact on Israel's security and insists the UK remains a staunch ally.
Our determination to stand with Israel, to be part of the collective defense if they come under direct attack, again as they have done before, remains resolute and absolute.
Well, Britain's chief rabbi is amongst those who have criticized this decision. Ifra Mvei said on X, it beggars belief the British government, a close strategic ally of Israel, has announced a partial suspension of arms licenses. He added, sadly, this announcement will serve to encourage our shared enemies. Well, I'm joined now by Sir Alan Duncan, a former Member of Parliament and UK government advisor, member of the Conservative Party, of course, when active in politics. So Alan Duncan, thanks for being with us. What's your response to this announcement by the British government?
Not so much an advisor as a former foreign minister, actually, but doesn't matter too much. I think the government has got this absolutely right. Indeed, I'm surprised that it wasn't done a long time ago under the Conservative government beforehand. I think probably what has happened is that the legal advice inside the Foreign Office and the Department of Trade is so clear that they cannot legally continue with some of these arms exports to Israel, and given what's happening with the use of arms, I think this is a proper thing to do anyway, because I think that Israel is out of control. I think that its response to October the 7th has been utterly excessive and indefensible, and so I think this is the right decision, and I hope that all leadership contenders for the Conservative Party will confirm that they adhere to international law and therefore agree with this decision.
Do you think it goes far enough? Because obviously you're you've been known, politically here in the UK for not being fully supportive of everything that Israel has done. I mean, how far do you think the UK government should be going?
Yeah, well, I think they should go further, and more than that. I'm quite a serious critic of what the Israelis have done. I think their conduct has been despicable for a long time. I mean, this is much more than about the excessive activity in Gaza, where we now see over 40,000 deaths, many of them children, women, and the complete destruction of their habitable space. I mean, what they've also been doing in the meantime. And I think there's been insufficient international condemnation. This is, they have raised their activity of colonization on the West Bank. So what you have is massive settler violence, supported by the Israeli Defense Force, which is why I think there is an added element to the illegality of what Israel is doing, that on the West Bank, they are taking over their neighboring country's land, and what you have is settler violence. They're armed, they're bashing up Palestinians whose rightful land it is, and doing so with the support of the IDF, which means that, to all intents and purposes, you have state-backed terrorism in the West Bank.
Many would say that your position politically effectively plays into the hands of Iran and withdraws support for a key UK ally, which is important for British national security.
I don't think that argument holds one jot. I think what really matters is a defense of international law, and I think I would suggest that whenever you are interviewing anybody, including the chief rabbi, to say, do you agree that on resolutions which say that West Bank settlements are illegal, mean that indeed they are illegal, and if they don't accept international law, you've got to throw back the question, well, who then is the extremist? Thanks for watching this video.